Greetings from the Nerd Crib on a rather cold morning in the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Advertising. Stan Gibilisco here. This is kind of a man-to-man thing. I think men can understand what I'm going to be talking about, even though we all know we can't communicate it very well. I just got a call from a car dealer. I'm going to trade way down, it looks like, from big number 8, or I'm seriously contemplating it, in part because I want to help offset some of the medical bills that are going to be coming my way, but more importantly, so that I can continue to maintain a substantial savings which can buffer me in harder times maybe yet to come, because when you're a writer, your income is very unpredictable and uncertain. It depends on your readers, it depends on the reviews, although a lot less on the reviews than you might think. But I think mainly it just depends on the fickle finger of fate. Remember that? I believe it was on, I don't know what it was. It was one of those weird shows, that we used to really like back in the 60s and 70s. The fickle finger of fate really governs us a lot more than we would like to think. But here I sit with big number 8 in the driveway on a relatively dry, although cold day. All that ham radio gear in there, I've grown quite fond of that vehicle. It's true that it's an ego booster to some degree, but I've always maintained, at least recently, that if you have to have an object to validate your ego, then there's something fundamentally the matter with you. You shouldn't need that. You shouldn't need an object or a house or a possession or a trophy or anything to show off just in order to validate your ego. But a lot of men are like that anyway, and I'm going to admit it. To some extent I am too. But I think I've just developed a plain fondness for this thing. It's fun to drive, it's expensive, it's very, very difficult sometimes to do what I have to do to get the snow off the bloody thing. It's such a monster. But when I was out in Wyoming last winter with that thing and that ham radio in there and comfortable and pretty much, not having to worry about snow drifts and things like that, it was a real good time. All 10 miles a gallon of the bloody thing. So I'm looking at trading way down on something that no longer will I need collision or comprehensive insurance coverage because the thing's 10 years old already. It'd be a total loss just about however you slice it, so there's no point. Insurance would be a lot cheaper, it'd get a lot better gas mileage, and I'm not going places that are tough to go anymore. I'm getting too old and feeble. That big number 8, it makes it look like, I've arrived. But in reality, I have only arrived at the doorstep of the feeble fate that awaits all old men should they get old enough. And I guess I'm getting old a little early. But maybe, but that's a whole nother deal. I don't want to be sitting here navel gazing. I want to talk about this because I know that a lot of men understand it. The fondness for a vehicle. It is not love. It's not love, but it's something close. And I'm going to really feel a loss when I part with that thing which is eating me alive financially. And yet, damn, that thing is fun to drive. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.